You have to go through the trials. You have to go through the tests. You have to go through the adversities. Life is hard. Life is hard. Take that excuse away. Everything that's worthwhile will be difficult. Everything that's worthwhile will have hardships. This is just another reminder. Remember, y'all, I'm planting these seeds. These are reminders for you. Many of you know these things, but you might not remember it while you're going through it. You might be complaining a little bit. You might be giving up a little bit. You might be giving in a little bit. The enemy might have your ear a little bit more than he should. Like, you got to know that this is part of the process to get to that life, to get to that relationship, to get to that level of health, to get to your financial freedom, to get to the place you want to go. It's going to be hard. You have to choose your hard. Some of you have heard me say this before. I don't allow my daughter, our family, to say that it's hard. That's a given. I want them to understand, and I want her to understand that it's going to be hard. That's not a reason to not do something. Because as you go through the hard things, that's how you become the man or woman God called you to be. The people that you know that have the strongest faith have had some of the hardest lives. That's how it works, because their faith has been tested for years and years and years, right? So don't wish away the adversities. Jim Rohn has a great quote. He says, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." Don't wish your life were easier. Don't wish the problems you have went away. Wish you were better. Wish you were stronger. And that's your work. That's the work we're here to do. That's the mental toughness side of things. That's the emotional intelligence side of things. That's the focusing on you, your internal world, so that it creates your external world. That's the process. We have to be reminded that sometimes. We have to be reminded that because we all go through it. We're all living this human experience, y'all. We're all going through varying degrees of the same stuff, varying degrees of the same things. Family challenges, health challenges, financial challenges, relational challenges, spiritual challenges, right? Like it's all varying degrees of the same things. So it's not about that. It's about you. It's about your work. It's about your vision. It's about what you are doing to get through this process. I wrote down everything worth doing is hard and life is not fair. Don't ask again. Don't wish this thing were fair. Don't wish it's like, oh, they got a better break than me. Or like, you don't know anyone's road. You don't know people's lives, their journeys, what God has them doing, what they have, what He has in store for them. All you can do is control your actions and your attitude. That's all you can control. Your actions and your attitude. Question, how good are you? How good are you at controlling those things? How good are you at controlling your attitude, your feelings? Or do your feelings just, right? Like it's just whatever the wind happen, whatever happens that day, whatever happens that week, whatever life is throwing you, that's where your emotions go as well. How good are you at controlling that? How good are you at controlling your actions, what you actually do, where you go, what you do, who you talk to, what you listen to, what you watch, your conversation? Like, how good are you at those things? Because before you can change the external world, you got to change this internal side. And those are the only two things that you have control over. That's this process. But you got to know this is hard. We never said it was going to be easy. Never should assume that it's going to be easy. The saying I always tell y'all, life doesn't get easier. We get stronger, right? Life actually gets harder. That's why we got to remove that excuse. We got to remove that thought that like, oh man, I wish this were easier. Oh, I wish I didn't have to go through this. No, no, no. Life is going to continually get harder. I don't know if that's your belief system just yet. That's my belief system. Life gets harder. More financial challenges, more health challenges, more relational challenges, more spiritual things, more things happening in the world, more of it. There's not going to be a time where it's just all just smooth. That's not what has happened. The question is, are you getting stronger or is life beating you down? Are you getting stronger? Are you going to the mental gym? Are you doing all the things to prepare yourself because you know up ahead there's a major battle? Are you preparing yourself, or are you just kind of pushing along until you get there, and then, like you heard Andy Frisella say in the video, most people can't handle life's challenges. The hard things just knock people out because they don't know how to operate in the hard times. If you want to get to the life you don't need a break from, you got to be able to operate through the hard times, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be able to operate through the hard times. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, it says the great ones aren't afraid to suffer. You can't be afraid to go through the adversities. You can't be afraid to face the challenges, because on the other side of it, like David Goggins said, is a life that you can't even imagine. Everything you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. Everything you want. It's just we stay in comfort. We stick around in the places that are comfortable, and nothing grows there. So God has to take us through these valleys, has to take us through these challenges, has to constantly test us and put us in this in order for us to build the capacity to handle the life that he has for us. But you can't be afraid to suffer. Here's what it says in the text. It says, the world class knows success always comes with a price tag. While the middle class waste their time searching for shortcuts, the great ones get in the game and endure the pain and suffering every champion must endure. There's no escape. The road to victory is paved with blood, sweat, and tears. On their quest to go pro, champions are not surprised when pain and suffering tags along. They see it as a part of the process. They understand at the core of their being that championship mentality is a result of hanging tough through adversity, and it cannot be gained any other way. The mentally tough get tough by fighting so many battles, some lost, some won, that they eventually become great warriors. The pain and suffering process is to mental toughness what carbon is to steel. The middle class often sees taking the easy way out as victory, but in reality, they are robbing themselves of the exposure and experience they need to become great. It's the greatest tragedy of the middle class. They are so close to a life of success and fulfillment, yet so far away due to their own self-deception and unwillingness to meet life head on and endure the necessary suffering. The middle class is in a never-ending negotiation for success. The great ones know success and fulfillment are non-negotiable. After you've suffered a while, right? Scripture. After you've suffered a while, right? That's when you're going to get all the things that you want. But you have to be willing to go through that process. Again, how do you get mentally tough? It's by fighting the battles. Again, when we use the word success, I want you to think of what that looks like for you, because it's success in any area of your life. It's not just financial success. Some of you just need success relationally. Like your marriage is not the optimal marriage. Your relationship with your children or your parents or your sibling, it's not where you want it to be. It's not the optimal relationship. You don't have great friends and right people that you can count on. Like your relational side probably needs you to step out of your comfort zone and do the hard thing, have the hard conversation, get rejected, be vulnerable, talk about your feelings. Like it's the hard things that will help you build that relationship. In your health, if success looks like you being healthy, it's the hard things that you don't want to do. It's the changing the way you eat. It's the moving your body differently. It's the right putting yourself in around different people, getting new information around your health, getting a health coach, getting a trainer, pushing yourself beyond what you think is possible. Whatever that is, it's the hard things in your health life, the hard things, the things that push you out of your comfort zone that will get you to the life you want. Financially, same thing. It's the hard things, the things that you don't want to do, the things that you're like, man, do I really have to sacrifice that? Man, do I really have to cut that out? Man, do I really have to go start this new business? Do I really have to switch jobs? Do I really have to do this? Absolutely. If you want success in that area, this is how it works. You just have to choose your hard. You have to choose your hard. Monday, I think, or last week, I can't remember, we talked about making a decision. That champions are decisive. World class are decisive. people that live the life that they want, great leaders. They're decisive. They make decisions, good, bad, and different. They don't have to ask 800 people. They don't have to wait 7 months. They make a decision and then they go do the thing. Once they figure out, oh, this was not the right path, they make a different decision to go a different path. It doesn't take long. Make a decision to do the hard things, ladies and gentlemen. Make a decision today to do the hard things. I'll give you a little, not necessarily advice, but I'll give you a little key to this thing. It's easier to make a decision when you know why you're making the decision, when your why is strong enough, when your vision is strong enough. I was just telling my wife this earlier, right? Because we've been practicing waking up earlier. It's one of these things that, the summer gets you a little lazy, gets you a little comfortable, right? You start sleeping in until 8 a.m. instead of waking up at 7 or 6:30, right? Like that's been creeping in. And I felt it happening. And she felt it happen. She's like, man, I really want to wake up earlier. For the past like week, I've been up at 6:15. And she's still in bed. And she's like, man, I need you to help me wake up. I'm like, well, why do you want to wake up? Why do you want to wake up? Like, I know why I want to, because it gets my day going better. I want to spend more time with God. I want to move my body faster. I want to get more things done in the morning that I wasn't getting done. I don't like rushing in my devotion time. Even though I tell y'all take 20 minutes, I want to take 45 minutes. Like, I want longer. This is important to me. It makes me feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. So all of these are the reasons why I can just wake up earlier. I asked her the same. I was like, well, why do you want to wake up earlier? And I was like, once you get to the deep rooted reason why you want to, you make a decision, you'll make it happen. My wife has that, just like I have that. Like once she makes the decision, it's done. You guys have that. Once you make a decision on something, you can get it done. But do you know why you're making that decision? Is it something that's pulling you that you're like, I must do this? Tony Robbins always says, we don't get our shoulds, we get our musts. Sure, you should go to the gym, but when your health is on the line, when you have that sickness, when you have that hospital, and all of a sudden you're like, no, I must go to the gym. The doctor said, hey, if you don't start doing this, you're not going to be here long. It turns your should into a must. What are your musts? What are the reasons that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, that you're going to suffer, that you're going to challenge yourself, that you're going to push yourself out of your comfort zone? Must you be financially free, or would it just be nice? That would be a great dream. Or is it a must? Is your family counting on you and it's, I have to do this? You would treat your money differently. This is how we operate our lives, ladies and gentlemen. For those of us that want to get to a life we don't need a break from, you want to design your ideal life. You want to get to the highest, grandest expression of yourself so you can have all that life has to offer. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself these questions every day. Am I making a decision to choose the hard thing? Am I choosing the hard thing, or am I choosing the easy way? Am I choosing to face this relationship head on and do all the things, or am I choosing to be like, it's going to be what it's going to be? Am I choosing to face my health, my spiritual life, my finances, my business, am I choosing to do the hard stuff? How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you start choosing to do hard things, you'll do it in more of the areas of your life. And that's building your character. That's building your capacity to handle the life that you're asking for, to handle all the things that are up ahead. You got to know it's on you, though. You got to know the suffering, the adversities, that's a part of the game. That's a part of the game. Nobody just has life exactly where they want it. They say, when you have the heart monitor, right? You're in the hospital, you got the heart monitor, right? You see the lines going up and down, right? That means you're alive. That means you're alive when you have the hills and valleys, when you see the heart monitor going up and down. You have life. What happens when you don't have life? You flatline, right? There's no more hills and valleys. It's just smooth sail into death, right? That's life. You want the hills and valleys. Life is not just all mountaintops. It's valleys too, because that's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how God gets a hold of us. That's how this works. Don't wish these things away. Get better in the midst of them. Get better in the midst of your trial, in the midst of the adversity, in the midst of your suffering. Get better. That's what we have to do. This quote from Lance Armstrong says, "What makes a great endurance athlete is the ability to absorb potential embarrassment and to suffer without complaint." I was discovering that if it were was a matter of gritting my teeth, not caring how I looked, and outlasting everyone else, I won. It didn't seem to matter what the sport was. In a straight ahead, long distance race, I could beat anybody. If it was a suffer fest, I was good at it. Can you suffer well? Can you suffer well? Can you run this marathon? Can you run this race called life and suffer well through it and know that this is building the man or woman that you need to be to handle what you're asking for, to handle the vision that you have of your life? On this action step for today says, on a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being the highest, how much are you willing to suffer to make your ultimate vision a reality? How much are you willing to endure in order to make that life a reality? When your shoulds become your musts, how much are you willing to put into it? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, that's good, Robert. He put not too high on the highs, not too low on the lows. That is the key. Not too high on the highs, not too low on the lows. How do you just handle the things that are coming your way and get stronger through the process? That's your challenge. That's my encouragement to you. That's why you're here on your personal development journey, because you want some things to change. Now it's going to force you to change. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Nico, you deserve it. All of you deserve it. Your families deserve it. They're counting on you to do this stuff. Now you just got to go out and do the work. You got to go out and do the work. Know that life is not going to get easier. You're going to get stronger. Things are going to get better. Love you guys. See you guys on Friday. Take care.